What is going on, true believers? Guys, Dogecoin looks like it is about to dump massively. 10 billion Dogecoin are now being held with at least a 6% profit. Generally speaking, if you look at your Fib retracement, around 6% profit means that there is going to be some kind of dump. Now, the question is going to be, is there enough retail to bring in new investors? Are there enough whales buying new Bitcoin or new Dogecoin in order to continue to push and hold on to the price action? That is a valid question that we are asking that we're going to have to figure out. Otherwise, Dogecoin probably headed down tremendously. Also, there's a billionaire warning that the U.S. economy is ready for a financial crisis and that there's no stopping it at this point because the um, the Fed has just not done enough to lower inflation, to fight bricks, to do anything that's going to help this economy. And Shiba Inu is now talking about what if we could get to get to a penny? What would it look like for you to be a millionaire if Shiba Inu were one penny? How much do you need to have? Questions like that. We're going to ask all that and more. Also, April 30th. Hong Kong will start trading spot Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs. The announcement was just made. So we're going to look at all this and more. Remember, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right.
It's your boy Bleed. Everybody listen up. Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket, that crypto wallet, that bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 I'm always right.
All right, guys, good morning to everybody who good mornings. And if you don't good morning, then good morning to you anyway. As a matter of fact, what we're doing right here, it's very simple. I'm acknowledging you. Jay Locke, thank you so much for tuning in. Masonic, buen dia, Senor Believes. Brian Bootyhead is in the house. Mike Volmer's here. Justin W. JC is in the house. Richard Caldwell is here. Brian Bootyhead, S Dog, George Lopez Garcia, Tony P. We got Daniel Delgado. We've got Aaron Thompson in the house. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you. We've got Remington Perot in the house. We've got Diamond Nuts. We've got Mild Miles Maddox in the house. We've got Xander Harris. We got Jason Pollins. We got Kathleen Blaze in the house. We've got Norbert here. We've got, did I miss everybody? Trail Boss is in the house. Joni Metcalf is here. And by the way, guys, if you didn't watch my video last night, and I know a lot of you didn't watch my video last night, Xverse, Exverse, Xverse. So I got into this, and let me talk to you. So we got Napoleon in the house. We've got Crypto on Hell. We're going to do that one in the house. So yesterday I gave you Xverse, Exvers, EXVG. I told you that the price coming out was going to be 6 cents. Just want you guys to know it's trading at 18 cents right now. So it's 3x from where it started. So in the event that you were looking for a big play and you didn't pay attention to me and you didn't get up this morning and you didn't buy it early on, it immediately 3x'd. So feeling pretty good about that. Now, by the way, I did partner with them. They paid me half in USDT and the other half was in their tokens at 6 cents. And I've got a vesting curve, by the way, just so you guys know, like I'm actually invested long term. I got 10,000 tokens at 6 cents. So my vesting curve already has me up 3x on my, but I can't. I got some today, then I get some more in 30 days, and I get some more 30 days after that, some more 30. So, I just continue to pay myself over the time. Let's see how it goes. I get the sense and the feeling that this is going to end up being a really nice run, or potentially the fact is the game is pretty fun, and I think that's what matters the most. The game is really fun. As I was watching it, it's a first person shooter. There's a story behind. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. Go read the stuff on it, and super exciting. EXVG. We're going to pull this up on the charts and kind of show you guys where it's at in just a little while. It launched 2 hours ago. So remember, launch price was 6 cents, and here we are now. So let's get into it. First of all, is there a Doge dump incoming? That's the question of the day. Is there going to be a moment here where Doge just absolutely bottoms out? And right now, we should look real quick to get kind of an idea and a grasp over where are we and what do we think is coming. Well, first of all, this is where the chart is. We're trading right now around 16. We've had some pumps here. It was up as high just a few short days ago, up as high as 22.88 cents, right? Well, that put a lot of people into profit. So what happened? The massive sell-off. Now, the market also did no favors because Bitcoin, everything else was dumping at the same time. Now, the question here is this a stair step that's going to take us to a new level, or are we just witnessing the downward spiral, if you will? And I want to point out here, what we got here was this move right here. We got that secondary top, but that secondary top was accompanied by dwindling pressure. So we got a huge bearish divergence in this, leading to downward pressure. So when you get that and you see that, that generally means that there's a downtrend getting ready to happen. So if there's a downtrend getting ready to happen, the question would become, can we maintain this level right here? Now, if I turn on my volume profile here, and I'm going to shorten that range here just a little bit so that we're looking at it, basically right where we are right now. If we look at it right here, then as you can see, the point of control of this range right now is exactly where we are. With that being the case, we could, BNB, by the way, Brian, is what it's on, trading at 14 cents right now. For anybody who's interested, by the way, here's EXVG. Ran all the way up to 18.5 cents. Now it's trading at 14 cents. So again, I got in at 6 cents. So I'm feeling pretty good about that position. I'm certainly happy to be a holder for that level. So definitely a nice one for me. And the question is, how far can this thing go? Well, launching with a $56 million market cap, 205,000 in liquidity. If you go look at it, if you go find it, then you're going to see that this game is a AAA rated game. By the way, I'll play it for you in just a little while. I'll play you I'll play you the promo for it so that you can see it, because it's fantastic as the game goes. So, but the question really is Doge going to dump? So let's talk about a few things, right? Dogecoin's price is trading at about 15.9 right now at the time of writing. It's observing considerable room for growth, supported by its investors. Primary reason behind its motivation is the 9.9 billion Doge sitting in the hands of the Dogecoin holders. The supply is worth 1.56 billion and was bought between 15 and 16.8. Doge is merely 6% below the upper limit of this range, and doing so would mean the supply has become profitable. What happens when it becomes profitable? And that means, by the way, that when you saw what we did the last time over here, that was dump. There were a lot of people that took profit along this way, but there are still buyers that have stepped in right, and let's delete that right there. Consider this. There's been a lot of buyers that stepped into this range right here to the tune of about $1.56 billion. Now, does that mean that they are going to dump when it reaches 17 or so cents? And that's where you get that nervousness about it coming back down. And we don't have a catalyst, by the way. We have nothing that's showing from Elon Musk and your big catalyst. I mean, let's face it, we do have to be honest about where the catalyst is. The catalyst is basically Elon Musk. So Will Elon Musk add Doge as a payment option on the everything platform as soon as it gets released? And that's the question that we have to figure out. And the answer to that is I don't know at this point, because there's nothing that they can do. Or it appears right now there's nothing they can do, because they don't have license, and they don't have a license for Dogecoin. They don't have they can't add in all the things that we would really like to see, like cryptocurrency, into the everything app at this point. So, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know exactly when it is. It launched 2 hours ago. And as a matter of fact, guys, just to give you an idea on Xverse here, the vesting process is I'm on a vesting process, and so is everybody else on the vesting process. So when you see the market doing like what it's doing right now, when you see that start, and you see that big run up, and then you see this drawdown right here, like this is just people who bought in on launch pumping on the chart. This $200,000, this liquidity, all of this money that's sitting there right now, nobody can. Basically, what we're looking at is a ground floor launch here of a triple A rated game. And it's going to be nothing to see it 10x and get a 500 million market cap. And by the way, the game is playable. I'm going to show it to you. I don't know if I'm supposed to say this or not, but it launches very shortly on Epic Games Launcher. So if you've ever, and by the way, you use crypto, you use EXVG, that's your gas. So people have to buy the crypto to upgrade inside the game. You can play the game for free, but if you want to upgrade, there's a Immutable X process there, which of course, Immutable X has been awesome, but it'll give you an opportunity to upgrade everything in the game. A lot of vanity stuff, by the way. Not game changing or game wrecking stuff. This is for gamers, built by gamers. This is all about the gaming environment. So again, I'm gonna show you the video in just a few minutes, but let's finish up with Dogecoin here, and let's see, is it going to dump? So 1.56 billion is what the dump looks like now. Is the Doge dump incoming? Well, experts are saying no. There's two major barriers, 16.8 cents and 18.2 cents. The former marks the upper limit of the supply, and crossing it would initiate a recovery rally for Doge. This is the likely outcome. Flipping 16.8 will trigger a rally, sending it to 18 cents, which could enable additional gains. Now, at that point, if it slows down and it doesn't have a continued and sustained move from that range, then what you're looking at from this point is, if we get into I'll establish this right there. If we get to this line, then I'm sorry, wrong line. Right about here. If we can push up through this range right here and test this as support, and it would look something like this, we would come up above, and then we would use this as a back test. Well, then the next move up here is probably going to be into this range right here. So that looks like about a 10% move at a guess here, and that's going to be an enormous amount of profit. 16% right now. So it'd be about a 16% gain on Doge, which is actually significant for Doge. You've seen it happen before. It takes a few days for it to happen, but if it does, then that means that there's going to be a rally. Now, if we get tired at 18 cents, then there is going to be a comeback down. So I would recommend, if you are not telling what you do, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not qualified to give you financial advice, but I would short it at 18.5 cents or 18.2 cents. I would reverse it if I'm in a long position to come back down and at least have a test at 16.8 and see if it holds there. And if it doesn't hold there, then I would be looking for it to come back down into the current range that it's kind of trending in, which is a little bit lower than 16.8, trading at 15.9. So I guess that's what's probably coming for it. I'm going to guess 18.2 becomes that run. So if you're looking for a nice little gain, there's a strong possibility you can get one on Doge. The important part to this for me would be, I would be watching Bitcoin to see what Bitcoin does, because as you can see right here, Bitcoin should be coming up into the 71,000 range if we get a little bit of strength out of it and we get a nice little push. Now, if it doesn't, and we're still looking at it the way that we are, and by the way, RSI is coming down, which means that it could be during this pump right here. You saw the RSI continuing to come down. It's not really taking off. So it very well could be that we're just about to have that takeoff move because the RSI is low enough to make it an attractive offer. So maybe it runs up here to the top, and then I would short at this point 71,200, 300. If you're interested in any sort of risk, the guess would be it's probably going to reject from this line, come back down, do one more test at 61, or maybe just maybe around 64, and then it'd be off to the races at some point. We're going to have that big run. It's coming. It's just a matter of, at this point, timing to get there. By the way, if you haven't already, consider signing up for any one of these offers. If you're looking for non-KYC location, that's going to be KCEX down there at the bottom. KCEX is located in the description down below. Femex, if you support Ben Armstrong and you support me, then I am under Ben's login. So if you sign up for Femex, that helps me and it helps Ben. Also, Bing X and MEXC. My commissions and everything on MEXC are absolutely in the toilet for the last bunch of days. A lot of it is because of sideways trading with the market right now. We haven't really had a pop or an explosive move in any range, and a lot of people are out of money waiting for that next big move in the altcoins. People are heavily invested in alts right now, waiting for that big takeoff that we haven't seen it yet. It's been sideways action, so looks like there might be we've got an upcoming move. We've got an upcoming move. It's just a matter of getting there and seeing it play out. So if you haven't, consider signing up for one of those. So let's move on here. A billionaire has now warned that the U.S. economy is headed for a financial crisis, and that is billionaire Leon Cooperman. He put a warning out that the U.S. economy is headed for a financial crisis. He pointed to the nation's skyrocketing debt of $34.3 trillion that will bring the U.S. economy down. The debt is growing uncontrolled and getting out of hand to tame by lawmakers and the Federal Reserve. The spotlight remains on the economy. He says that the Biden economic policies were weak and gave way to the spiraling debt in 3 years. He also questioned his leadership ability to change the course of the economy in a short period. I think we have a system of leadership in this country that's evolved to a leadership crisis. The billionaire warned that if the debt is not brought under control, the U.S. economy will experience a financial crisis. Deficits matter, and I think we're heading into a financial crisis in this country. We have a deficit that is very large. He also hit out at the Federal Reserve for being too restrictive on cutting interest rates. Now we're talking about cutting rates, and the Fed is too restrictive. There's no sign that I could tell from the economy and the market that the Fed is restrictive. Apart from the growing debt, the crisis in the Middle East is also causing concerns for the U.S. economy. The escalating turmoil between Iran, Israel, and Palestine threatens the global equity and commodities market. A crash in any of these financial sectors will cause ripple effects in the U.S. economy and finances. And it really stands to reason here that we could be in for a serious crisis. Now, I don't know that I don't know that this will happen. We've had a lot of people telling us that it's going to happen. They told us it was going to happen in 21. They told us it was going to happen in 2022. They told us, oh my God, it's Joe Biden. It's going to happen in 2023. Everything is going to come down and we're going to crash. And every one of those bitch ass motherfuckers have been wrong so far. So are we going to head there? Well, we're not getting better. That should be noted. Like, I'm not, by the way, when I say that, I'm not defending Joe Biden. I'm not defending that administration. I'm not defending anything about what any of these guys are doing. What I'm saying is that as of this point, every one of these, oh no, if you don't vote for Donald Trump, everything's going to fall apart. It didn't fall apart. You can look at by the way, when I say that, I'm not talking about immigration or anything like that. I'm talking about the economy. The economy's been robust. We've had prices are high. Prices are high. We should acknowledge that. But the rest of it, the jobs report continues to soar. Stock prices continue to reap benefits. There's been other than prices being up, everything else about this economy seems to be working. The point to that is, though, it's working for the top half. It's not working for the bottom half. So it's wild to me. And I mean, look around. It's wild to me to say, and they do this constantly, it's wild to say that we have a robust economy, and they keep saying it, right? But are you feeling it? Now, I can tell you this. When I went to Louisville, it's $3.20 for gas. Here where I am, it's like $3.80 for gas because I'm right next to a refinery, which for some stupid reason doesn't seem to be refining anything or producing anything and keeping the prices up. You know what I mean? That seems a little bit wild. But generally speaking, we've got you. And by the way, if you haven't already, consider hitting the like button. Like, it's not really that complicated, but we get like 100 people in here a day, 200 people on good days, and we only get like 30, 40, 50 likes. Like, guys, it helps me tremendously to continue to provide you with this content if you just hit that stupid like button. And yeah, I know the like button's stupid because I was the one that taught it in school, by the way. So yeah, if you could just hit that like button, it would be awesome. Awesomely, awesomely awesome. So anyway, I don't know where they get these numbers from. I mean, I can see the data, and I know from the data that the stock market is robust. And I watch some people commentating sometimes, like just like they talk about how, well, the economy is robust. I have no idea where they come up with the logic behind what they do, but that's what they tell me. So the economy's robust. However, 34.3 trillion dollars in a deficit. Nobody's doing anything about it. And by the way, if you were to say to me, well, yeah, that's why we need Donald Trump in charge. Donald Trump is the single largest person that caused the spiral of the deficit. And you may not like that because you like Donald Trump, because you want to smell his socks or lick his dirty gray, well, yellow. And everybody at 80 years old is yellow and orange. We know that. But I mean, guys, even his face and hair is a lie. So, but he was the one that contributed to the biggest part of this economic deficit, and we don't acknowledge the fact that it spiraled immensely under Donald Trump. And here's the thing: MAGA, liberal Democrats, conservative Republicans, and none of those people. Nobody's doing anything about getting it under control. Nobody's doing anything. And when you say that's why we need Donald Trump, he was the one that contributed to the downfall of it the most. Whether you like that or not, numbers are still numbers. So when we see robust economy and we say, well, it doesn't really look robust, because I'm looking at the numbers. I'm looking at the numbers of my gas tank. I'm looking at the numbers of my food. We'll look at the numbers of the deficit and who caused it. They're all against you. He might be a little bit less. Maybe he's a little bit less, and he supports crypto, so we got to support him. But none of these guys are doing anything for you. You're just pretending because you like the fact that he talks shit to people. And if you're not at least honest to say that's what I like the fact that he talks shit, then I mean, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Lying to people because you think of, I don't know. I have no idea. Anyway, by the way, U.S. stocks in 4 years delivered 530% returns for people in some high risk assets. So holy shit. Holy shit. Trailboss says, believes, are you fucking delusional? No, I'm actually good at math. That's the difference. I'm really good at math, and I can read these numbers and I can see what the deficit is, and I can see who caused the biggest part of the deficit. And if you think cutting taxes when you're in a deficit is how you fix things, then no. So what you're saying is Trump started a spiral. Well, you know what? No, actually, Obama started the spiral. Trump accelerated it, and Biden's not doing anything about it and contributing to it. I think it all started with, we were in a budget. I mean, I guess you could just say it really started. We were in a budget surplus with Bill Clinton. Then we get into George Bush, who cut taxes, and he created an enormous deficit with what we thought at that point by cutting taxes. Obama then, of course, raised taxes and did a lot, but didn't cause the debt to go down. It just kind of went sideways. Then we got into a pressure point where, wages are not going up, stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, Trump comes in, cuts taxes even more. And then, of course, it spirals out of control. And it really, I mean, like, so what we should at least acknowledge is the problem is not Donald Trump. The problem is not, the problem is government spending. The problem is government spending. We continue to spend a whole lot of money on shit we probably don't need, and it's continuing to cause that spiral. And I think Donald Trump really thought that he was going to have 8 years because he thought that, 27% of Americans represent the majority for some stupid reason. Like, he's bad at math, horrible at math. Ask anybody who's been a vendor for Donald Trump if he's good at math, because he forgets to pay people constantly. You know what I mean? This is all they're all in on it. It doesn't matter if you're Democrat, it doesn't matter if you're Republican, they're all in on the grift. And MAGA, they're not doing anything about it either. So they can pretend and they can lie to you and say, "Oh, we're just worried about this. Oh, we're just worried about that." And they're just worried about they're just worried about people who don't look like them, that don't believe what they believe, coming into the country and changing the dynamic of it. They don't like immigration, and that seems to be their bellwether. So, and fair enough. I mean, if you don't like people coming into the country, you don't like people coming to the country, and it doesn't matter what their skin color is, but they don't look like you, and they don't think like you, and they don't worship the same person that you do. So, things are, if you don't like those people, that's okay. It's freedom. You're allowed to not like those people, but that's not why you're losing elections. You're losing elections because Donnie Dingbat's in charge. You need to find somebody with the same principles as you, who doesn't talk shit to people. I mean, that's all I have to do. Vivek Ramaswamy, that was a great idea. Even the guy, even he's a great idea, because at least they have some principles and they don't have baggage and shit like that. Like, that's, just anything. Anyway, so the U.S. economy is, we're all dead. I mean, that's it. We're just basically all dead. So now, the next question is, how to become a millionaire when SHIB hits a penny. And they're saying when SHIB hits a penny because they're still getting this fanfare here. Currently, the biggest high for SHIB was 4 zeros 86.16 right now. We're trading at 4 zeros 2. I want to say 27, maybe even 3 at this point. Let's see. 4 zeros 26 is what we're trading at right now. So the question is, how much SHIB do you need in order to be a millionaire? SHIB fans and investors have long pursued a 1% target. Many are hopeful they can settle down for life. And by the way, she is supposed to be pegged to a penny, just for complete symmetry, if you will. You need 1 billion tokens to have $1 million if SHIB is at 1 penny. So if you have a billion tokens and SHIB does have an actual date with 1 cent, then the price of 100 million SHIB right now is about 2,699. If SHIB hits 1 penny, the portfolio value would skyrocket about 36,950. 3,600, 3,600%. While there's not a lot to gain with SHIB reaching its 1 cent target, the journey is not so easy. According to Telegon, SHIB could reach the 1 cent level sometime between 2035 and 2040, about 11 to 16 years from now. Changelly also paints a similar picture for the dog-themed crypto. The platform anticipates SHIB to hit 1 penny between 2033 and 2040. SHIB's massive supply is one of the most significant barriers. The project has about 589 trillion in circulation. Reaching a penny with 589 trillion tokens in circulation would lead to unrealistically large market cap. Therefore, the project needs a supply reduction. The SHIB team said they are working on a new burn mechanism rumored to burn trillions of tokens yearly. Now, listen, we've heard that over and over again, that we're going to burn trillions of tokens yearly, and it's not happened so far. We continue to see them not come through. As a matter of fact, Shibarium barely burns anything. If the team can reduce the project's supply at a rate of over 1 trillion coins per year, SHIB might climb to the 1 cent target much sooner than predicted. Under the current circumstances, there is no way, there's absolutely no way that SHIB can hit a penny. It would require a market cap of 5.8 trillion, I want to say, which is ridiculous. SHIB's not going to have a $5.8 trillion market cap. SHIB's going to be lucky to have a $100 billion market cap. It's not going to get better in this context. It's not going to improve dramatically. So I would say that they're going to have to come up with something. They're going to have to come up with some sort of way. And by the way, if people are holding the supply, then there's not really anything that you can do about it. You know what I mean? What you have to do, and what is required right now for SHIB to burn, is you have to incentivize people with their SHIB holdings, you have to incentivize them to continue trading their SHIB and not just hodling. Because if they just hodl, and if somebody has a trillion SHIB and they're just hodling it, then that trillion SHIB, that's completely out of circulation until the price point hits the right level. You have to incentivize people to trade. So incentivizing people to trade means the stock price, or the price, has to go up or it has to go down to incentivize people to either buy or sell. So and to reduce the supply, you're going to have to, you can't charge people because people won't do it that way. But if you burn it when it's going back into the community pool, then perhaps you can make something happen. So the question just becomes like, what can you do as SHIB? What can you do to make people burn more tokens? That's really the question, and I don't know the answer to that. I know that it's complicated. I know that it's difficult, and I know that as of right now, there's nothing that they're doing that's going to inspire confidence and make people do what they want done, which is to burn tons of tokens. So I don't see this happening. Let me know what you think in the comment section, but I have no, I just do not see, I don't see SHIB getting to this level. I just don't think that there's any way realistically that this is going to happen. So we'll see. But I mean, again, I don't have the confidence in it to say that that's going to happen. In the meantime, let's move on here. Hong Kong Spot Bitcoin ETF is launching on April the 30th. In a significant development for the digital asset market, Hong Kong has officially approved the launch of exchange-traded funds for Bitcoin and Ethereum. According to Eric Balchunas from Bloomberg, who we follow, these ETFs are set to commence trading on April 30th, marking a significant milestone. As the news broke, James Seifert, another Bloomberg ETF analyst who also closely follows the ETF landscape in the United States, suggested a potential fee war could emerge in Hong Kong, mirroring the competitive forces witnessed in the U.S. market. Interestingly, the ETF issuers in Hong Kong have set identical fees for their respective Bitcoin and Ethereum offerings. China AMC has pegged its fees at 0.99, while Harvest has opted for a unique approach, setting its management fee at zero initially, excuse me, with a 0.3% fee to be introduced after the first 6 months. Bocera has settled on a management fee of 0.6, according to data from Bloomberg Intelligence. So these guys are ramping up. They're getting ready. And now there could be that fee war that will start. The amounts that are coming through so far are going to pretty much balance themselves out. But we should see and by the way, these are not just in kind. You can also trade crypto for crypto with them. The biggest question for the spot Bitcoin ETF in Hong Kong is this: can Chinese people partake? Because if the Chinese can be part of it, then you might have something here. You might actually have a pretty good deal. By the way, do you guys like all the new stickers that came up here? I got my punk rock stuff up here. So in case you didn't notice, we got Milo over here. We've got Propaganda. We've got Blink 182, Good Charlotte, MXPX, Good Riddance. We've got the Distillers, the Ramones. We've got Nirvana over here. Why do we have Nirvana in the punk? Well, originally they were a punk band, so why the hell not? Less Than Jake, the Vandals, the Misfits. We even put Kiss up here for you nerds out there that like Kiss. We got Dead Kennedys. We got Minor Threat. We got Green Day. We got the Casualties. We got the Stooges. We've got Happy Sad Face. We've got Bad Brains. Dropkick Murphys. Over on the other side over here, we've got the Addicts, the Circle Jerks, the Descendants. We've got No Effects. We've got Newfound Glory, the Ataris. We've got Iggy Pop. We've got Zebrahead. We've got Jimmy Eat World, Alkaline Trio, another Dead Kennedys, and we've got the Offspring. So yes, we went totally punk. And by the way, we're not done. We have a ton of stickers here. We're going to try to fill this wall up as much as we possibly can. So, LOL. All right, now let's get into... That's it. All right. So now let's check out some price action and let's see what is going on in the real world. All right. So we had those token unlocks coming. ACA's got a little bit coming here. EUL, SWI. Nobody really significant until you get to YGG coming out in 2 days and exactly 3 days from today. There's going to be a big unlock happening. So we'll see what happens over there. Now, the market, by the way, market was in great shape until the U.S. market woke up. Now, what is happening in the U.S. in crypto? Everything is just dumping. So we are getting the "Welcome to America, bitch" move. So not what we wanted to see. Again, what we wanted to see was we want to see a move into this range coming up into this area at 71, 72,000. What we got instead was a rejection, and now we're coming down. So that could be, by the way, just a normal correction, no big deal. But we're down $40 billion on the day in order to start off. And this was a day in which we had a lot of positive movement. We had a lot of positive. We had a lot of positive stuff going on the 1 minute. Here's what it looks like on the 1 minute, continuing to just absolutely dump its way down. So how far down does it go? Well, liquidity heat map says we were coming down to, what is this, 65,679. Let's see where we are. We're at 64,900 at this point, which means that we're down into this range already. So let's go refresh and look at this. And there it is. So if there's a continuation of the move, 64,000 in the short term. If this is a longer downward momentum move, then again, 64,007. I mean, maybe you can sweep through some of this at 64,000, but there's no reason for it. ETFs are not in bad shape, so there's no reason for it other than you're seeking to just kind of wreck people on the way. Derivatives markets doing their thing to try to steal from you because, they hate you. And they always have. Like there's nothing changing about it. Model number 2 shows basically the same thing. Like we're really looking for this heat seeker right here at 67,200. Seems to be like the real spot. You know what I mean? So we'll see how this plays out. But again, 67,002 to 67,003 seems to be the next big move. Are we continuing down? I don't think so. Miro, same thing. Miro has that little downward trajectory, just like the rest of it. Maybe a little buyback, by the way. We might see a little bit of buyback starting to happen in the market soon. Dev E coming down to 57 cents. Again, we got in over here in the 40-cent range, so we're feeling pretty good about that for right now. Bencoin did have a nice little lift off over here. And if you enjoy Playful Banter, you can see Ben and I's Playful Banter in their Telegram, so you can check that out for yourself. Miro, 17,000 is at 17.4 cents. Miro coming back down to a line where I told you that we had like a resistance, but the good part was we broke out of the trend line here and got to the upside, used it as support, and then made a nice little push. Then, of course, rejected completely back down. And that put us right where we are all over again after moving all the way up to 19 cents. So, still continuing that spiral for the U.S. market. Dog with Hat had a nice, big, robust move up to 355. Not their all-time high, not yet, but we're starting to see a big recovery from Dog with Hat. So if you see a massive dump on Dog with Hat back down into one of these ranges like $2.90, I would go hard into that and just consider that, probably going to spike a little bit from there. Bitcoin, I guess we should look at volume. So let's get an idea of what the volume looks like. So we're seeing a massive sell-off spike that's happening down here at the bottom. So we're getting an increase in that sell-off stuff happening down here. The RSI, super low right now. So this is a great opportunity for a big spike in this. There's gonna be a nice robust reversal happening, I think, very, very soon. Ethereum, on the other hand, what's High IQ telling us? Let's see what we're getting off of High IQ, and let's do it on the 1 hour time frame. So we got a hard loss exit after an entry position. So you might be getting a buy signal coming in on Ethereum very, very soon. This dipped down into 31.89, coming back to 3,200. Solana, same thing, but it's minting bearish right now. We did get an entry position over here on Solana, and we're still holding on to it because we were ordered to take profit up here at the top, going from a buy signal. The buy signal was at 153. and the first sell was at 160. So a nice little, it was a nice little move here. So we got downward pressure. It's getting bought back up pretty quickly, it looks like. I don't know whether the market's going to continue to dump or not. Render at 870. Again, we had a range here on Render, which I told you guys I think is, this is going to be the spot where we're going to trade in between. And so far, it's respecting that. Actually, a little bit up from it. Let's move it up here, just a tad right there. So yeah, it looks like right there is going to be that area. And are we in Le Pocket de Golden? Nope, not in the golden pocket. So 5-hour continues to come down. By the way, I think this was going to be one of those big time things that's going to run like super hard in the bull run. And of course, this is one of those things that launched early. It had a lot of pre-sell kind of people in it, so coming down to 9 cents right here might be what you call the buy opportunity of a lifetime on 5-hour. Again, still has a lot of circulating supply, not really released. Aave had a massive dump the other day, and of course, buy signal just minted on Aave, it looks like. So if you're looking for a play, if you're looking for a spot to kind of get in, I would be watching for Aave. I would not get into it right now. Wait until you get a signal. If you haven't already, certainly go check out High IQ. And it told you to take your loss on this. And it also gave you the buy-in right here, which took your profit over here. Then it gave you a hard loss exit in profit. And then it gave you another, and this is a false flash signal. And these are going to happen every once in a while. They will happen over and over again. You will see it quite a bit. Cardano is, it's all seeming to be bought back pretty quick. By the way, we got Bonk, which had a nice little rip over here. There are a couple of alts that really kind of ran good. Pepe was having a nice big move. Still waiting for Trump to show out. Trump had a good run over the last 24 hours, going from $5 to $6, but it didn't hold itself. Just got an entry signal here. So we got a buy signal on Trump, by the way. So if you are looking for an entry, you got one about an hour ago at $6.24. Is now trading at $5.90. I don't know if that means I would want to enter it, but it looks like it was very bullish and it looked like it was ready to run. It looks like we were in good position, and then it looked like the market just kind of shifted and dumped quite a bit. So and also SHIB, I think here, 25.97, having a big dump. A lot of sideways trading over here. An entry signal for that one as well. It's just a false signal across the board everywhere. Down 46 billion. It's continuing to dump. We're starting to see that on everything at this moment. So don't know how far down this is going to go, but hopefully you guys are able to withstand this kind of pressure. BNB, by the way, God, BNB is still just absolutely ripping. This, of course, downturn right here, man, what a closeout that BNB has had from all of that FUD, all of that fighting, all of that enormous attack, the attacks, the constant attacks that were coming from everywhere. It looks like Binance is starting to recover from all of that. So as far as RSIs go, let's take a quick look at RSIs. 4-hour, we're not worried about. 24 hours, what we're looking at. We're starting to see FXS, ACE, GMX, KSM come down into range here. We got HBAR. Look at HBAR. HBAR bounced, was down here at the bottom right here and just absolutely ripped. And Julio Echevarria says, greetings from Miami. Any idea why the market is falling so much? I mean, Bitcoin's at 65,000. Is it really falling? I mean, when in doubt, zoom out. Not really falling. It's just in its own range right here. Now, I would expect that, maybe we get another move to 60, 61, something like that, or 64, which happens to be a range right there of support. So there's no real reason for it coming down like this. This is just the U.S. market sucking the liquidity out of something, taking profit along the way. Dow Jones down 77 points. I mean, really, Dow Jones, all-time high a couple days ago. I mean, it's not that complicated. Dow Jones went up, Dow Jones come down. So here's the parabolic move, right? This is where we got the move. So if you look at a fib retracement on this, then you see, there you go. I mean, really what happened with the US market is we got this impulse move right here. Then we got to move all the way to the top, of course. And then we got the fib retracement that came down into the golden pocket and then bounced off of it and went to the 0.5 immediately. So, we're probably coming to 38,800. So there's no reason for it. It's just the nature of the market. They're trying to steal capital from you. They're trying to steal your liquidity. They want your money for themselves. That's just the way that this market works. All chains, we should probably look at the 24-hour volume. Ethereum 1.68 billion, Solana 1.5 billion, which is why we saw a spike in the meme coins, because Solana was spiking. We got BSC at 650 million, Arbitrum at 476 million, and Base at 300 million roughly. Thorchain up a lot, 111 million. I would expect Thorchain probably going to have a nice little run at some point pretty soon. Let's go look at Thor. We may not have Thor on the radar. Huh, no shit. I don't know why I took it off. Oh yeah, because I'm stupid. That's why. It's Rune. My bad. Anyway, Rune had that big move to $11 not that long ago. Now it's back down to $5.50. But it's got a huge volume, which I would suspect would mean that there's probably going to be a nice big move coming towards the upside on Rune not too long from now. Speculation, highly speculative, purely speculative of me to say that. I don't know that it will or will not. It just certainly looks like when you have when you have a lot of volume, and they have 111 million in the last 24 hours, and it's up 48%. And on the 7-day, it's up 7%. When all these things are up, that usually means that you're going to have appreciation in price. So let's look at appreciation in price. Meanwhile, greed index is at 64, and Bitcoin still up 5% on the week. Ethereum still up 6% on the week. BNB up 12%. Solana up 16%. So still a lot to a lot of good pumps going on out here. Bonk up 85%. Pepe up 46. HBAR up 67. Arweave up 40. Floki up. Goddamn, Arweave is taking off. I've got some Arweave, by the way, in an old wallet that I got on launch. I'm gonna go check it out and see what it's worth now. Huh. Nice. Anyway, so that's it. So, all right, guys, there we go. We got it for the day. Don't have any tokens to give away. I did have somebody who was going to do it, but they haven't given me the announcement yet. So until they give it to me, I can't actually do it. So we're going to end by paying the bills over here. Make sure you check out cryptonomy.finance. And if you haven't, and if you want to help support me again, Femex, KCX, MEXC, BingX, help a brother out, if you will. And we'll talk to you again soon. Guys, the bull run is almost here. The halving is almost here. The Hong Kong Ethereum ETF is almost here. You like ERC20. We all like ERC20. And the best way for you to accumulate more ERC20 tokens or more Bitcoin, it's cryptonomy.finance. If you've been here before, you know that I've been talking about a lot of these tokens. There's over 400 that you can choose from. They offer an exchange with the best rates, without commissions, and support from a highly qualified support and trading team 24/7. And this is available to every participant. Of course, you get immediate support if you are a VIP. And you can deposit UST into your Cryptonomy account, and then you can start to buy the desired assets that you want to use over here and exchange them as needed. Over 400 of them. And there's going to be a lot of updates coming out over the next couple days, weeks, and months. So guys, if you are looking to advance your crypto portfolio, you need more tokens. Why not let the tokens that you currently have work for you? Go to